Hello Comic Army, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. Welcome back to the top 10 highest selling graded comic books for the week ending February 1st, 2024. Now this particular list has some Golden Age, some Silvers, some Copper, some big time first appearances from both Marvel and DC. It's a pretty good list. Let's waste no more time and get into it with number 10. It's USA Comics number 2. On January 29th, the CGC 5.5 finally sold. This Golden Age classic from Timely Comics in 1941 has a propaganda cover with Adolf Hitler on the cover and also features the origin of Captain Terror and the Vagabond. This book realized $7,000. Number 9. It's Amazing Spider-Man 129. January 24th featured a realization of this comic book in a CGC 9.6. This book is very famous for being the first appearance of Frank Castle the Punisher and also the Jackal. It sold for $7,037.27. Number 8. For the second week in a row, it's The Brave and the Bold, issue 28. On January 28th, the CGC 5.5 sold for a very nice number. This book features the first appearance of the Justice League of America, Starro, and also Snapper Carr. It realized $7,450. Number 7. It's the Fantastic Four, issue number 5. The CGC 3.0 sold January 27th. It features the first appearance of everyone's favorite villain, Dr. Doom. It also has an ad for The Incredible Hulk, issue number 1, and a letter from Roy Thomas. This book sold for $8,936.22. Number 6. It's The Incredible Hulk 181 in a very nice CGC 9.4. On January 24th, this first full appearance of Wolverine and also a Wendigo appearance sold for $9,950. Okay, Comic Army, let's hit the pause button for just a moment. Let me remind you to please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, to get a comment ready. Let me know, what book were you surprised to see on this list? Is there something that's a part of your wish list? I know there is one or two that's definitely on my wish list. But let's carry on with number 5. It's Tales of Suspense, issue 39. The CGC 4.5 sold on January 27th. It features the first appearance of Tony Stark, the Iron Man. It sold for $10,099.88. Number 4. It's The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 1. This very nice CGC 3.5 sold January 31st. It features the second appearance of The Amazing Spider-Man and the first appearance of the Chameleon and J. Jonah Jameson. This book sold for $10,199. Number 3. It's Batman 121. On January 31st, the CGC 8.0 sold. It features the first appearance of Mr. Zero that later becomes known as Mr. Freeze. This classic Batman book sold for $12,600. Number 2. It's the Fantastic Four, issue number 1. The CGC 5.0 sold January 28th. It features the first appearance of the Fantastic Four and also Mole Man, but it's also famous for being the first Marvel superhero team comic book ever published. The CGC 5.0 sold for $22,500. Number 1. It's also the Fantastic Four, issue number 1. Now this particular CGC is 1/2 grade less than the second place CGC. This CGC 4.5 sold January 27th, a day before the second place book. This also is the first appearance of the Fantastic Four, the first Mole Man, and is also the first Marvel superhero comic book team. This book sold for $22,999.99. Basically $500 more for a half grade less than the second place Fantastic Four book. Well, Comic Army, that's the top 10 highest selling graded comic books for the week ending February 1st, 2024. I gotta admit, I did not see two number ones of Fantastic Four taking the first two spots, but it was pretty cool to see that Batman with the first appearance of Mr. Zero / Mr. Freeze show up. Also, the first appearance of the Punisher making the list again. That's pretty cool as well. It's been a while since we've had the first Iron Man on this list, so it was nice to see it there as well. But that USA Comics number 2, that old timely one with that Hitler propaganda cover, that's the first time on this list. I was pretty impressed by it. I didn't even know that it existed. Until we see you again, Comic Army, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Consider joining the Comic Army by becoming a channel member. And leave a comment. Let me know which one really impressed you the most. Till we see you again, take care. Channel memberships are now live. $4.99 monthly gives you the opportunity to win the Comic Army monthly prize pack, early access to videos, custom emojis for live streams and videos. Your Comic Army rank will be displayed beside your name for length of service. You get the ability to join the exclusive Instagram chat room for members and member shoutouts and spotlights. Join the Comic Army today.